Hi, if you are passionate about human rights, especially the human rights of vulnerable groups and the right to life of people from the vulnerable group, say for example in this case, the right to life of people with disabilities, then please do watch this video. This is the question that I raised at UN in the Forum for People with Disabilities about the right to life of children with disabilities in the womb. So there was this interesting topic at one of the side events in the CRPD at UN, which focused on individual social responsibility to promote inclusive society for people with disabilities. Everything seemed fine until I raised one particular question at this particular forum to the delegate from India, because this forum was organized by the Permanent Mission of India. Okay, my second question is, this 2017 act against discrimination of persons with disability is fantastic, and if it has been developed based on the CRPD, that's an added plus. But I would like to get your comments on the discrepancy where we have the PCP Entity Act, which focuses on use of certain technologies to identify, diagnose disability in the womb and eliminate that particular section of people. And because last time we had this revolutionary technology of ultrasound, it was used against women and persons with disability, and we have PCP entity which boosts the extra use and justifies the use, because we are not talking about inclusivity on the basis of, okay, we will try to avoid you coming into this world as much as we can, and then once you're born, we will probably tolerate your existence by giving you some provisions like amenities or education or whatever. When we talk about inclusivity, we are talking about celebrating the life of everyone, welcoming, cherishing their existence, just like any other person's.
Yes.
So these two laws are like, they just incompatible with each other, and especially in the context of bringing individual responsibility to bring inclusion, where you appeal to the conscience of people in treating the people with disabilities. How would you address the root cause of the discrimination, and also if you can comment on the laws, I would appreciate
Laws she can.
As you have seen, we have PCP Entity Act, the Preconception Prenatal Diagnostic Test Act in India, which governs the screening of people with disabilities in the womb. And we have the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act in place, which legitimizes the killing of these children, the abortion of children with disabilities. So there are laws and policies in place from the beginning to eliminate people with disabilities. They are trying to make sure that you don't come to this world. There are systems in place to try and avoid your existence. So when we have such systems in place, and how is it possible to bring about an inclusive society? Because these laws and these policies are not in place in order to mitigate the disability, in order to enhance their quality of life. No, it is used on the other way. And also it legitimizes the improper use of these technologies. So basically it's saying, if you are a human person who does not fit into these standards, you are not allowed to be born. So there is no right to life of people with disabilities. And how is it possible to ensure them the other rights? So this was the question that I raised. And it would be very interesting to see how the question was answered by the Indian delegate. And let me play the answer for you.
Yeah, to answer your question on early intervention and the autonomy of the decision of the mother to bring in a child.
Let me pause here. Autonomy of the woman to bring the child? No. My question was specifically about people with disabilities, about children with disabilities in the womb, and about the human rights, the right to life of the child with disability. It had nothing to do about women's choice. No, it had nothing to do about other persons involved who might be involved in the scene. It was only about the right to life of people with disabilities. It is very hard to bring about an inclusive society and protect people with disabilities from discrimination if we have these laws and systems in place that exclude them, because you are creating a mentality for people where you are trying to say no to these people unless they fit into a certain category of being a human person, which is very poisonous. we want to welcome people with disabilities. Of course, we want all these medical technologies that will help them and enhance their quality of life or solve their problem. It should not be used in a way to eliminate them. And also, it is important to note that unless you address the issue of right to life of people with disabilities, there is no way to protect them from any discrimination or to bring about an inclusive society. Everyone has a right to life, and also the people with disability, they have the right to life. They have the right to live a happy life.